Hello, my name is Michael Lloyd. I am 22 years old and I live in Orlando, Florida. As many of you know me, you already know my story, but for those of you who don't, coming up on the 26th of January, I will be on my 2 year mark of being diagnosed with HIV. And um, if you read my blogs or saw my first YouTube video, you probably read the story or heard my 15-minute long monologue that sounded horrible. But to reiterate that, I went through a rough patch the past 5 years with a methamphetamine addiction and ended with shooting up, and as a result of that, I now have hepatitis C. So I just wanted to reach out to those of you in the community who are going through an addiction, or to those of you who are going through the day to day life with HIV or another STD, perhaps. How can we as a society come together and say our voice again? How can we as a society let the world know that we matter still? For example, I mean, there's many people out there who may be hearing impaired. You may have a visual impairment. Maybe even you were born with a mental disability. And even though that may be the case, you are still beautiful, and there are people out there with HIV who have those impairments. And it's unfortunate that those people are not being reached out to. Because I mean, from my experience seeing, there's not groups going to nursing homes, there's not groups going to institutions to actually hold the hands of the people who are truly affected by this epidemic of HIV. And beyond that, how can we, as a whole, whether we're gay, straight, black, or have any impairment whatsoever, how can we cross that boundary and that stigma to tell our stories? And this is where I want to actually introduce the Enough is Enough project. I was going to do a nonprofit before. However, I think my calling belongs in public speaking and sharing my story, because I have a very unique story, as you do as well. And this is why I wanted to create the Enough is Enough project, is because your voice matters. Whether you got HIV from sex, or whether maybe I got it from a blood transfusion, or maybe you were born with it because of the pregnancy. Whatever your past is or your story is, it's individual, because no one else has the same story. Because no one else has the same life as you, no one has the same friends or family. Everyone's family and friends are affected differently when they know that a loved one has HIV. Some of them shun you away, some of them may have embraced you more, some of them probably feel lost. But I wanted to reach out to everyone and give you the opportunity to share your story, to come to me and tell me what organizations around you may be struggling. For example, I know a dear friend of mine, Rob Domenico, at Hope and Help, the director over there. Last month, for my birthday, I raised $150 on my birthday, and I donated it to them for charity. And I thought back, I said, how can I do this every single month? I want to donate $100 of my own money every month and add on to that and put it in a pot. And if there's truly an organization out there that's struggling to the point where they can't give people enough testing supplies, or people come in wanting condoms, or people come in wanting answers and there's not any answers, how can I help you? How can your community help you? Send in a video, send an email, send in a testimonial of your story, or how your organization has fallen over the years, or how it can become stronger. And I want to choose every month one organization, or nonprofit, or whatever, or health department, or someone to donate money to every month and help build up our community, because those lost organizations and lost communities are the ones that are suffering the most. And you and I both know that coming from Orlando, Florida, we have a great infrastructure for education and awareness. However, people still aren't telling their stories. And you're probably saying to me, well, does that really matter? And maybe it doesn't, but but what really doesn't matter is if you sit behind closed doors, sit inside your home, and you want change, but you're not willing to stand up and speak freely about who you are, where you've been, and how you can help the community go further. And I just want to thank you for watching my video. If you have any submissions, I have all my information below. For any of you who may be hearing impaired, I actually have typed out this speech, and it is actually attached below, so there's also a written copy for you to read. I hope all of you have a wonderful afternoon, and happy Martin Luther King Day.